Hello, good evening. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much for being here. Sorry, I'm a little bit spaced today. But thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for spending so much of your evening or your morning or your afternoon with us. For what I suspect will be the final Anamnesis stream. Like the last... For what I was... Sorry, my microphone was all the way down there. Hello. Welcome. Welcome to the stream. I said earlier I'm spaced, and I suspect that's probably going to continue on for the rest of the stream. But thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much for being here. Hello, Mysterious. Hello from a sunny but not too hot today Wellington morning. That sounds fantastic. It's been another sort of chilly day in Scotland. Not too cold, which has been quite nice. I had to head up to the shops earlier on. But it is a bit cold. It is a bit cold in the studio today, so I've got a bit of a sniffle. But yeah, this is it. I think this is going to be the final Anamnesis stream. This will be the last one. I say that we've got quite a lot to get through. The plan today is to listen to the whole series as one. For a start, that's priority number one. Episode 1 right through to the end of episode 5. So if this is just you jumping in for this stream, or if you're kind of a few streams behind, like this, you can hear the whole series tonight. And then there's a couple of things. I tell you what, I'll just switch over to the gaming screen just now. There we go. So we've got a couple of things that we need to do. There's a couple of things I want to try. These aren't necessarily they're not essential, but I would like to give them a go. if we have time to. I think today's mostly going to be checking volumes, doing mixing things, making sure that the pacing's all there, making sure it works as a long series. That is kind of the priority today, is to listen to the whole series. I also earlier on I went through and put together a master for the soundtrack. So that's all of it. It's going to be a six tracks on the soundtrack. So it's a pretty minimal. It's pretty minimal in terms of music, but that's all there as well. So that's all been mastered. Also, something I realized today when I was loading up the stream, the audio that you have been hearing has not been the final mix audio, just because the way that streaming this works is that this plugin here, the RIA stream, it plays the audio and then sends it to OBS, and then OBS sends it to Twitch. And before I had it, before all the things, so you were getting it before I ran it through the tape effect, the stereo imager, and then the limiter. So it's going to sound a little bit different today if you've been listening to all the streams. If you are, it's maybe a bit louder. I think it's probably the big one. But basically, it's what it's going to sound like, hopefully, as a final mix. So it will sound a little bit different today. But yeah, we're finally here. We are at the end. I had to listen to a couple of things today, just to kind of get things started and just kind of reacquaint myself with things. But yeah, I think listen to the whole series. So yeah, we're gonna go for it. So that was another thing. This is the chatting thing I forgot to talk about. So at the weekend, I bought a big thing of jelly beans. This was a silly idea, because I'm a child. All I've been doing today while editing is just sitting and eating far too many jelly beans. So in order to kind of stop myself, at least on stream, because I want to sort of be relatively professional on stream, I've put it as a little channel reward. So I'm only allowed to eat jelly beans when my audience decides I'm allowed to, which is genuinely better for everyone involved. I think it's better for everyone, just because otherwise I will just sit here for the full 2 hours or 2+ hours and just eat jelly beans and feel a bit sick afterwards. So I really like jelly beans. It's when I sort of went vegetarian, it was one of the few sweets I could eat. So I was very happy that I can still eat jelly beans. But anyway, back to the stuff people are actually interested in. Let's listen to Anamnesis. Let's listen to some audio drama. Sorry, just getting my volume. Have you considered the possibility that this could go terribly backwards for you? Chat full of enablers. I'm aware of that, but here's the thing, right? I've this is a calculated risk. My audience is relatively small, which I'm absolutely okay with. I think it's lovely. It's very comfortable. It's very it means I kind of get familiar with everybody who's in chat. But the other side of it is that, you know, it's based on channel points, so there is a limit on how many jelly beans I can eat. And if somebody, you know, redeems it, I will eat 1 jelly bean. So, and I will take my time. Not in a weird way, obviously. I'm not going to make... It's not that kind of channel, but at the same time, I'll be taking my time. I'll be savouring that individual jelly bean, like that very old Disney cartoon where Mickey Mouse has to like slice a jelly bean, and Donald goes a bit crazy. Okay. So, focusing. Is this the right one? Yes, this is the episode one. So, this is going to be Anamnesis episode 1. We will talk a little bit. I think I'll probably pause in between episodes, but I am interested in seeing how it runs as one to the other. I think there is a conversation to have about what normally happens at this point in the process when I'm making something. Things like artwork and press packs and things. But I think we'll save that to the end because that's more or less just for questions and things. But yeah, so this is Anamnesis episode 1, Pentacles.
You wake up in an unfamiliar place, seemingly within a town or city. You cannot remember who you are or why you are here. All you know for certain is that you are not in your home. When you are ready, take a deep breath and wake up.
Wake up.
Wake up. Wake up.
Wake up.
Wake up. Wake up.
The room smells faintly of burning wood. There is nothing in the room other than the door and the window. The plain, cream-colored paint on the walls has been burnt in places, as has the floor. I am sitting in an empty apartment room, in the middle of some strange patterns drawn in chalk on the floor. They look like small circles, with pentagrams drawn on the inside. I count 7 of them. Where am I? What happened here? My head. The more questions I ask, the more the lack of answers becomes apparent. I don't remember anything. The rain is too heavy to see outside. I stare anyway, watching for answers, clues, anything. I try to remember something concrete, something I can grasp onto, something to begin with. From somewhere within me, a word starts to form, like an afterimage of a sound. Anamnesis.
So, you made it. I wasn't entirely sure you would do it. You asked for a lot with this, and you didn't do everything right. I hope it was worth it to get here. I'm sorry I won't be able to see how you handle it. I would very much like to see what happens next. You're on your own now. I hope you find what you're looking for. And that was worth everything you've lost.
The clothes I'm wearing tug at me. They are too big for my frame and look completely alien to me. It appears to be a robe of some sort, with a fabric that feels unfamiliar to my skin. It hangs off me, like hand-me-downs from an elder sibling. The sleeves swallow my hands and arms. The shoulder pads pull my shoulders away from my neck. As I shrug off the robe, I recognize more familiar clothes underneath. A pair of black jeans, a green shirt, and a well-worn leather jacket. On the back of the robes, I find 2 of the circles with star patterns inside. Was this protection, somehow? Did I put the robe on? What happened here? The room offers no answers, no clues. I look out the window and realize what I have to do. Glad I remembered to bring a coat.
That's good. And then it's music, music playing us out. I'll let that play out and then we can review. Like this is, I feel like this is kind of the opening titles almost, you know? Okay, that is episode 1. Title drop, Leo pointing gif, amazing. Honestly, the placement of Sam's bit there is perfect. Thank you. I'm really happy with how that comes in, and like, it just sounds really, really good. I do want to try something with it just now, though. But first, there was something. I want to just make this bit have a bit more of a pause, I think.
And realize what I have to do. Glad I remembered to bring a coat.
Yeah, I just want to drag that out just a little bit. Give a bit more of a pause there.
Out the window and realize what I have to do. Glad I remembered to bring a coat. Glad I remembered to bring a coat.
And that's where it goes down. Cool. That's what this stream's going to be. It's going to be lots of small changes like that. Just kind of going, oh, that could be just a little bit further over. That can be, give it a little more room there. I was just going to say that's where you get the opening title animation. Absolutely. That's when you get like, a big fan of opening title sequences in audio dramas, which is my way of saying I like long theme tunes in audio dramas. These specific non-visual parts of the audio drama. You know, why is the theme music so long? Oh, it's an animated title sequence, obviously. Just thinking visually, you know. Okay, what was I going to do? Yes, so one thing I want to do here. Did I get... Now, did Sam record these as one long file, or... That's our shopping arriving. I don't know why I make these noises. Recordings, Yes. Oh, yes. Okay, so... Let's bring both of them in here. Okay. That's weird. Okay. So, yes, the old just going to sit back and review this without tweaking anything, but then actually stop every 2 minutes to tweak everything. But yeah, as much as I'm like, we're going to listen to it as one long thing. Like, we probably will later on. But at the moment, it's like, no, I want to go through every episode and just make sure that everything is perfect. Okay, so I have 2 different versions of Sam. So when Sam sent me the reading for this particular bit, I got 3 takes. I got 3 recordings and 3 different versions of the character. So I'm curious to see if we can layer them over like the voices, just to make that, because right now all that voice is doing is just being sent to the granulizer, which is interesting, but it's I feel like given the nature of it, I think we can make this character a bit more mysterious by adding an extra voice to it. Maybe. So we're gonna give that a go just now. But first, let's have a listen to these lines. So this is number 2. Let's solo that.
So you made it. I wasn't entirely sure.
Let's also turn the oops. Let's also turn the granulizer off because that's intense. Okay.
So you made it. I wasn't entirely sure you would do it. You asked for a lot with this, and you did not do everything right. I hope it was worth it to get here. Sorry I won't be able to see how you handle it. I would very much like to see what happens next. You're on your own now. I hope you find what you're looking for, and that it was worth everything you've lost.
So, it's funny listening back to that now. Like, it's still amazing, and it's still very, very good, the passive-aggressive sass, right? Like, that's a very different interpretation of the character, which is fantastic. And there's a sigh. Okay.
So you made it. I wasn't entirely sure you would do it. You asked for a lot with this, and you didn't do everything right. I hope it was worth it to get here. I'm sorry I won't be able to see how you handle it. I would very much like to see what happens next. You're on your own now. I hope you find what you're looking for, and that it was worth everything you've lost.
Excellent. Okay. So, you're done goofed, bestie. Okay, let's have a look at this. This was the other one.
So, you made it. I wasn't entirely sure you would do it. You asked for a lot with this, and you didn't do everything right. I hope it was worth it to get here. I'm sorry I won't be able to see how you handle it. I'd very much like to see what happens next. You're on your own now. I hope you find what you're looking for, and that it was worth everything you've lost.
I like that. I think I'm going to go with that one. I think it's a very, very different tone to what's there already. But now we get to see what it looks like when they're together.
So, you made it.
Okay. We are going to have to do this.
So you made it.
I'm not 100% sure this is going to work.
So you made it. I wasn't entirely sure you would do it. You asked for a lot. You asked for a lot with us, and you didn't do everything right. I hope it was worth it to get here. I'm sorry I won't be able to. I hope it was worth it to get here. I'm sorry I won't be able to see how you handle it. I very much like to see what happens next. I'm sorry I won't be able to see how you handle it. I very much like to see what happens next. You're on your own now. I hope you find what you're looking for.
See, I'm kind of lining it up right now, but I think
I hope you find what you're looking for. And it was worth everything you've lost. And that was worth everything you've lost.
voice message you found on your answering machine. A little bit. Is that? Was there a thing there? Right, what is this? Ah, that's the thing. Oh, right. So every time I've been loading up this project file, it's been saying, "Oh, we couldn't find this sound." But then I've looked at the project file and I'm like, it's not there. Everything's there. Like the sound that it's trying to find, like it's not in the project file. It's clearly I've just left this little bit here. Right, there we go. Fixed. Okay, so that's another little bit of cleaning up we've just done. Okay, let's give this a listen back.
So, you made it. I wasn't entirely sure you would do it. You asked for a lot.
I think I'm gonna have these a bit quieter, at least initially.
So, you made it. I wasn't entirely sure you would do it. You asked for a lot with this, and you didn't do everything right. I hope it was worth it to get here. I'm sorry I won't be able to see how you handle it. I would very much like to see what happens next.
Right, I see what the problem is. So, let's try a slightly different method of doing this. Right, let's make sure these all line up with each other. That's fine. Then there's a couple of other ways we can do this to kind of clean it up. Oh, for goodness sake, okay. Let's see if we can get this cleaned up a bit. So let's try, see what happens if we do it this way. Voices.
You made it. I wasn't entirely sure you would do it. You asked for a lot with this, and you didn't do everything right. I hope it was worth it to get here. I'm sorry I won't be able to see how you handle it. I would very much like to see. So, you made it. I wasn't entirely sure you would do it. You asked for a lot with this, and you didn't do everything right. I hope it was worth it to get here. I'm sorry I won't be able to see how you handle it. I would very much like to see what happens. Handle it. I would very much handle it. I would very much like to see what happens next. Very much like to see what happens next. I would very much like to see what happens next. You're on your own now. I hope you find what you're looking for. And that was worth everything you've lost.
Right. I'm going to try something here. So, a different producer would say, it doesn't work. A sensible producer would say, this doesn't work. But I'm going to try everything else before I decide that it doesn't work. Let's see.
So, you made it. I wasn't entirely sure you would do it. You asked for a lot with this, and you didn't do everything right. I hope it was worth it to get here. I'm sorry I won't be able to see how you handle it. I would very much like to see what happens next. You're on your own now. I hope you find what you're looking for. And that was worth everything you've lost.
So I'm going to try something. I'm going to try it so you just get the delays.
So, you made it.
It doesn't not work. That's a very good way of putting it, yeah. It almost works.
So, you made it. I wasn't entirely sure you would do it. You asked for a lot with this, and you didn't do everything right. I hope it was worth it to get here. I'm sorry I won't be able to see how you handle it. I would very much like to see what happens next. You're on your own now. I hope you find what you're looking for. And that was worth everything you've lost.
It doesn't not work. The granulizer felt a little intense on the background layer. Yeah, so what I've done... So this... So this new track is not going to the granulizer.
So you made it.
It's just a delay.
I'm entirely sure you would do it. You asked for a lot with us, and you didn't do everything right. You asked for a lot with us, and asked for a lot with us, and you didn't do everything right. I hope it was worth it to get here. I'm sorry I won't be able to see how you handle it, but I'd very much like to see what happens next. You're on your own now. I hope you find what you're looking for, and that it was worth everything you've lost.
Yeah, so what you're doing there is you're just getting, you're not getting the dry signal, you're just getting the delays. So the timing's slightly out. And also I've put an imager on it. So the idea is it's being stretched right across the stereo field, whereas the original's kind of going down the middle. And the granulizer is also doing a similar thing. So I think we might
tug at me.
Shushed. I think we might have to maybe pan it just a little bit just to kind of even it out.
So, you made it. I wasn't entirely sure you would do it. You asked for a lot with this, and you didn't do everything right. I hope it was worth it to get here. I'm sorry I won't be able to see how you handle it. I would very much like to see what happens next.
So I made it quite quiet as well.
You're on your own now. I hope you find what you're looking for. And that was worth everything you've lost.
I think that's it. Yeah, so it's kind of I feel like it's kind of a suggestion now. It's not making things too busy, which is what I was kind of scared it would sound like. Well, I was worried it would sound too busy and it would kind of overload everything. Kind of like what it was like when we had it running through the granulizer. It would overwhelm and it would be too much and it would ruin the effect. Whereas I think if it's it's almost an echo. So it's like almost like this voice is speaking, but the echoes of that voice sound like the other take almost, you know? So you say hello, but the echo sounds like like you saying hello, but differently, you know? I think that's kind of the effect I'm going for, I think.
So, you made it. I wasn't entirely sure you would do it.
Okay, let's try something a bit more clever. Wet. That's what we wanted. Can we arm that? We need it to be... I don't know why I keep making these. I'm very aware of the noises I'm making today. Visible. That's what we want. Okay.
So, you made it. I wasn't entirely sure you would do it. You asked for a lot with this, and you didn't do everything right. I hope it was worth it to get here. I'm sorry I won't be able to see how you handle it. I would very much like to see what happens next. You're on your own now. I hope you find what you're looking for. And that was worth everything you've lost. And that was worth everything you've lost.
There we go. Okay, so what I've done there is I've lowered basically the level of the delay on the granulizer channel, because there's the granulizer, and then there's a separate delay track, which will come up in a second. There it is. So what I've done is I've just set it here. I've automated it so the level of the delay goes down. So it means that the delay here on this track can kind of come through and be a bit more present in the mix. So you can kind of hear it a little bit better. So it makes everything a bit less busy, which is kind of what we're wanting. And it also has this effect where Sam's voice's characters granulizing sounds different from the other voices, which is a good thing, I think. It makes it slightly more distinct. That's the plan. So that's good. I think that works. I'm aware I don't sound very sure, and that's because I'm not. Let's listen to it again.
Like an after image of a sound. Anamnesis.
So, you made it. I wasn't entirely sure you would do it. You asked for a lot with this, and you didn't do everything right.
That sounds so much better.
I hope it was worth it to get here. I'm sorry I won't be able to see how you handle it. I would very much like to see what happens next. You're on your own now. I hope you find what you're looking for. And that was worth everything you've lost.
Yep, happy with that. That's good. Very, very good. Happy with that. Print it. Let's turn that off. There we go.
The clothes I'm wearing tug at
Let's
me.
listen to the end and go straight into
They are
episode
too
2.
big for my frame and look completely alien to me. It appears to be a robe of some sort, with a fabric that feels unfamiliar to my skin. It hangs off me like hand-me-downs from an elder sibling. The sleeves swallow my hands and arms. The shoulder pads pull my shoulders away from my neck. As I shrug off the robe, I recognize more familiar clothes.
I feel like the rain
underneath.
sounds are a lot more present now
Pair
that
of
the
black
mixing's going.
jeans,
Now the mixing's happening.
Green shirt,
Just gives it a
and
bit
a
more
well-worn
atmosphere,
leather
which I really
jacket.
like.
On the back of the robes, I find 2 of the circles with star patterns inside. Was this protection, somehow? Did I put the robe on? What happened here? The room offers no answers, no clues. I look out the window and realize what I have to do. Glad I remembered to bring a coat.
Title sequence. You know, lots of sort of misty words appearing in a sort of grey space and disappearing out again. You know, pictures of books, brackets dry, appearing and disappearing. There's sort of pictures on the wall. Title Anamnesis. Yeah. If anyone wants to animate this, by the way, please feel free. Okay. And then we're going to roll straight into episode 2. That stop annoys me. Oh, I hate that. It just goes like stop, and then it comes in again. That bugs me. Can we fix that? Can we fix it? The question is, can we fix it in a way that doesn't sound really strange? Is that how that track ends? Yeah. Okay. Right. Okay, pull these right together. There we go. 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 That's much cleaner. There we go. That's much more of a... It's not perfect. It's not perfect, but it means that there's not as big a kind of gudunk of no noise. I was imagining an exterior shot of the house as Anam comes out of the door that cranes way back to a very high overhead establishing shot of this foggy, empty street, and then the title dissolves out of the mist. Well, we're technically not out in the street yet, so if anything, it'd be on the back of the door, you know? But I like that. I like that somebody is putting some thought into this. Okay, let's listen to episode 2. I just need to record me going here saying episode 2 swords. Maybe not. Yeah, that might be a bit too much. It might be too late to add that now.
After getting your bearings, you walk around town. You know this town. You know it well.
Sorry. I know I'm very much just going, wait, no, I'm not. It's fine. We're just going to listen to it. I'm not going to tweak it. And then I'm going, oh, actually, I'll just tweak this one thing. I'm sorry.
After getting your bearings, you walk around.
Too quiet.
After getting your bearings,
there we go.
You walk around town. You know this town. You know it well. After getting your bearings, you walk around town.
Yeah, that works. Okay.
You know this town. You know it well.
It's just so it's not as big a volume
but
change.
You cannot remember it.
I walk down a flight of stairs and out into the rain. It doesn't seem as heavy now.
Really? That sounds pretty heavy. I'm keeping it though, because I like it. It sounds nice.
The street feels familiar. It stirs something in my memory.
Oh, I like how this is going
A
on.
loose remembrance
That's
of
nice.
the paving stones, as if my feet know where to go. I let muscle memory carry me. I find myself outside of a temple. I stop for a moment and take shelter under its awning. Above the entrance is an old, withered fresco of 8 swords overlapping each other in a complex shape that looks almost cage-like. In the center of the swords is what looks to be the face of a woman wearing a blindfold. This place feels familiar. I feel I have walked up these steps.
Sorry, give me just. Sorry. I'm just going to put a bit more of a fade on that because that was
Almost cage-like. In the center of the swords is what looks to be the face of a woman wearing a blindfold.
That's better.
This place feels familiar. I feel I have walked up these steps many times before. There is a feeling in my stomach as I stand under the awning, looking at the temple.
Getting louder, okay.
It stirs something that almost feels like resentment and bitterness. There is also a second feeling underneath. It makes me not want to be here, to be as far away from this temple as possible. Is it shame?
So I'm just going to listen to that last bit again.
There is also a second feeling underneath. It makes me not want to be here, to be as far away from this temple as possible. Is it Shame.
It's good. I like that. It's good. It's a nice scene. It's trying to find that balance that the extra voices aren't
I
too
walk
overwhelming,
into a square,
that they don't drown Mark
into what
out.
was once a market. There are still lines of wooden stalls set up. Some of them even appear to have their wares on them, shielded from the rain by their awnings.
Word of the episode is awnings.
Hello? Who's there? What's going on? Is that me talking? Who am I talking to? Something happened.
Good word. It is a good word. Awning. It's
I
nice.
turn back and see the temple
Satisfying.
watching over me, and know that the two places and the echoes of feeling drawn from them are connected somehow. I turn back to the stall, gazing over the soggy books to see if there is anything that could give me an insight into what happened here, what I found here. What did I do? I feel the temple's gaze on my back, and I turn away from the stall.
There is something to do here, but I'll wait till we finish the rest of the episode.
I wander around town, walking down streets that feel familiar but also deeply wrong somehow. Like something is missing. I see no lights in the grey buildings. I see no one walking the pavements around me. There is no sound other than the rain and the wind.
I have to acknowledge the temple's gaze are on his back. Just can't get rid of him. Can't get rid of them. They're just always there.
I wander around.
Oh, good.
town.
We ruined another line. I'm sure Mark will be
I wander
glad to hear
around
that.
town, walking down streets that feel familiar but also deeply wrong somehow. Like something is missing. I see no lights in the grey buildings. I see no one walking the pavements around me. There is no sound other than the rain and the wind and my footsteps on the road. I am alone. I am cold. I feel I am looking for something amongst all of this nothingness, and there is a distant feeling of anxiety at the back of my mind. Am I looking for home?
Mark's performance here is fantastic. I
There is
love this
no
monologue.
sense of belonging anywhere I go. Not at the market, not at the temple, not in the room I woke up in. Where am I? Where is everybody? How did I get here? How do I get back when I can't even remember where I came from? Think about the temple and the market. I know they are linked somehow. I remember walking these streets carrying books. Heavy books. I remember walking quickly with them. I remember the room I woke up in. I remember reading the books and rereading them. Something didn't make sense, but I wanted to understand. I desperately wanted to understand. I feel like something is being hidden from me.
Dry books, even. I feel like I've said that every time this line, that monologue has happened. Carrying books. Dry books.
This was my home. This is my house.
Then it fades out, and then that is episode 2. Okay. If you're cold, he's cold. Give him his memories back. So, I've spoken to a couple of people about this. Like, It's true of this, and it's true for the tower as well. You can tell I do most of my writing in winter. Because if you look at Middle Below, the tower, and this, you can have there's a definite theme of bad weather. Because that is just apparently what my brain jumps to whenever I'm writing. They say write what you know, and I know wet, cold weather. Also know how miserable it can be going on hikes. Right, okay. So you may have noticed I've created an extra track called Ollie specifically. This is because the wonderful Oliver Morris of Canaan Fields and The Lightning Bottler, two excellent audio drama podcasts you should also listen to, sent us some voice stuff, and I've added it into a couple of places, but I want to add it into more places. Bro.
Anamnesis.
Ollie Morris.
Anamnesis.
Because Oliver Morris decided to do that particular voice, which is fantastic, and I think it would be excellent in episode 2. So, but we just need to find the specific... bits of dialogue.
Justice. Calm. Consequence. Accountability. Law. Control. Honesty. Integrity. Cause and effect. Injustice. Retribution. Dishonesty. Corruption. Dishonesty. Unfairness. Avoiding accountability. 7.
Okay, there we go. Okay. Just because I think it would be interesting to see what happens if we put it in here.
It's familiar. I feel I have walked up these steps many times before. There's a feeling in my stomach.
Should we turn this on? Hi, Cat Fireblade. Good to see you. I spent my early years in the subtropics. I write a lot of hot, hazy days. I haven't lived there since I was 11. It's weird how it sticks with you. That's interesting. I mean, like, I haven't gone on like a proper big hike up a mountain since it was probably in my early 20s, which is an alarmingly long time ago now. Very early 20s. Actually, no, that's not true. It's probably more when I was a teenager, going on like these big, wet, rainy family holidays to like Yorkshire and the Lake District and walking up hills. And yeah, so it's weird how those certain particular very strong memories stick with you. I wish I could I'd like to write it's not a deliberate thing. It is just a thing that sort of happens when I'm writing. That it becomes. For some reason, I write a lot. Weather is very important to my writing. My particular oeuvre. The passage of time. Yeah. Oh God. Here's a fun thing. David Pello turned 30 yesterday. And had a birthday party. Pello's 30th birthday party with his baby. It's those are all things that are true, which is profoundly strange.
Familiar. I feel I have walked up these steps many.
I think we can turn this up a little bit more. Gil the Ghost is a father now.
Feels familiar. I feel I have walked up these steps many times before. There's a feeling in my stomach as I stand under the awning, looking at the tent. It stirs something that almost feels like resentment.
Okay, I think we maybe put the loud bit here. Is it resentment?
Bitterness. There's also
So clearly Oliver Morris read Dishonesty twice, but did not feel the need, but just carried on.
There was also a second feeling.
So here there's two dishonesties in there, and I quite like the idea of dishonesty sort of finishing it off.
There was also a a second feeling underneath. It makes me not want to be here.
I think I might genuinely make this a little bit quieter. Just generally. I think it's great. It really sets the mood. Thank you. Like, yeah, I think because so much of, I mean, with this, this and I guess the tower as well, like, because it's sort of more of a solo thing, it's a more introverted thing. Weather is just something that's an easy thing to kind of use as a jumping off point to talk about things. Just wait until you see that baby getting married. You can complain about age, then side-eyes friends, kids. I'm excited. Like, yeah, I mean, it's great, and I'm really happy, and I'm excited, and it's great. It's very, very great. But yeah, it's just an odd thought. You know, Pello for me is always the guy who turned up to the first ever Drama Society meetup wearing just this weird hat and continued to wear that weird hat whenever he was at a social thing. It's a really weird hat. It was very strange.
Feels familiar. I feel I have walked up these steps many times before. There's a feeling in my stomach as I stand under the awning, looking at the temple. It stirs something that almost feels like resentment.
Okay, right. Mark Galley, light of my life, great actor. But you're doing that thing that actors do where they make the last word very quiet, which normally is great, but for something like this, we do actually need you to speak up.
Looking at the temple.
No, it's not my fault for leveling it wrong, it's yours.
Looking at the temple. It stirs something that almost feels like resentment and bitterness. There's also a second feeling.
That's nice.
Underneath.
That's good.
It makes me...
Oh, that sounds amazing. Oh. God damn it, Ollie. Oof.
There's also a second feeling underneath. It makes me not want to be here. To be as far away from this temple as possible. Is it shame?
Right, what else we got here?
Corruption, dishonesty, avoiding accountability. 7. You find yourself walking out of house, which stood.
Ooh, I like that. That was fun.
Shame.
Oh, I like this. It's like Ollie's reading out the bits before the actual part of the story starts.
I walk into a square.
I don't think that works.
Into what was...
I think you need the silence there.
Shame. I walk into a square, into what was once a market.
Oh,
There
no!
are still lines of wooden stalls set up. Some of them even appear to have their wares on them, shielded from the rain by their awnings. Hello?
Right, okay. Here's what we're going to do. I think we're going to have some more delightful Oliver Morris.
Corruption, dishonesty,
Let's have that for now.
the rain by their awnings.
Have it a bit quieter.
Their awnings. Hello? Hello? Who's there? What's...
Right, do we have any more shouty ones, Ollie? Do you have another one? I think just that on its own, I think it's probably going to be fine, right?
You find yourself walking through a life which still
Hello? Who's there? What's going on?
Nope, can't cover that up.
Going on? Is that me talking? Who am I talking to? Something happened. Something happened. I turn back and see the temple, watching over me, and know that the two places, and the echoes of feeling drawn from them, are connected, somehow. I turn back to the stall, gazing over the soggy books to see if there is anything that could give me an insight into what happened here, what I found here. What did I do?
Hi, Alpka Gaming 662. Good to see you.
I feel the temple's gaze on my back, and I turn away.
That line now. Oh,
I feel the temple's gaze on my back, and I turn away.
It's just. I'm so cross. It's such a.
I feel the temple's gaze on my back, and I turn away from the stall.
Just keep going. Okay.
I wander around town, walking down streets that feel familiar but also deeply wrong somehow. Like something is missing. I see no lights in the grey buildings. I see no one walking the pavements around me. There is no sound other than the rain and the wind and my footsteps on the road. I am alone. I am cold. I feel I am looking for something amongst all of this nothingness, and there is a distant feeling of anxiety at the back of my mind. Am I looking for home? There is no sense of belonging anywhere I go. Not at the market, not at the temple, not in the room I woke up in. Where am I? Where is everybody? How did I get here? How do I get back when I can't even remember where I came from? Think about the temple and the market. I know they are linked somehow. I remember walking these streets carrying books. Heavy books.
Dry books.
I remember walking quickly with them. I remember the room I woke up in. I remember reading the books and rereading them. Something didn't make sense, but I wanted to understand. I desperately wanted to understand. I feel like something is being hidden from me. This was my home. This is my house.
And we'll just roll into episode 3, I think. Yeah, I'm okay with... Once again, let's see if we can drag these together. I'm aware it's very much kind of sort of splitting hairs because it's kind of the spaces in between the regions will be edited out anyway. So it's kind of, it is me being a bit pedantic, but I don't mind being pedantic. Perfect. Perfect. This is where we bring in the new opening. Slightly more distorted music, which I really like.
You manage to find your home. The facade is unfamiliar. You fish the key out of your pocket and open the door.
This is the big long episode as well. Hold on.
I stand outside my house. I know it is my house, but it seems unfamiliar and strange. It looks like it has been abandoned for some time. It is a while before I summon the courage to go inside. I instinctively reach into my pocket as I approach the front door and find a set of keys. The house is dark. How long has it been since I was last here? The last time I was home. There is a pair of shoes in the hallway. They are not my size. Is there someone else here? Something in me leaps at the thought and urges me on to explore the house. My house. It feels strange to say that it is my house.
Still not 100% happy.
But I know
with
that
line.
it is. Our house.
Let's try that again.
Our house.
Much better. Mostly just
I
changing
move into
fades.
what was once a study. There is a desk by the window with a bulbless lamp, 2 empty cups, and the remains of a notebook with pages torn out. The far wall is covered in photographs, from floor to ceiling, overlapping, covering every inch of wall space. I approach the wall, hoping for some sort of clue. Some revelation about what's happening. Most of the photos are of 2 people, in different places, different times. I recognize the temple in a few of them. I see the market in another. Only both places are full of people, full of life. I think one
Sorry, 2 seconds.
life.
Yeah,
I think
that's
one
it's a bit of a sound design error there.
see the market in another. Only both places are full of people, full of life.
Might also
I
just
think-
make that bit more of a pause there. Oh, snap. Turn the snap off. There we go.
I recognize the temple in a few of them. I see the market in another. Only both places are full of people. Full of life.
Much better.
I think one of the people in all these photos is me. Though, I can't be sure. It looks like they are wearing the same robe I woke up wearing. I try to get a closer look at the people in the photos, and try to see their faces, but the faces are all blurred. Not scratched out, but faded, like a mist. I feel like I can almost pick out details in the corner of my eye, but they disappear when I try to focus on them. I sit down in front of the wall of photographs. This was my...
Sorry, I know I'm killing immersion every time I hit the stop button, but this is...
I sit down in front of the wall of photographs. This...
Timing right here. Oops, nope.
No. I sit down in front of the wall of photographs.
That's nice. Just a suggestion.
This was my home. This was my study.
It's a little bit of emphasis.
Does this have something to do with why I'm here?
An emphasis, damn it.
Who is the other person in the photographs? Did they live here too? Where did they go, and why are they all over this wall? I look around me, and I notice that there are notebook pages scattered throughout the floor. I reach out and start...
No, wait, that was good. Don't patronize me.
all over this wall. I look around me, and I notice that there are notebook pages scattered throughout the floor.
I don't like that fade, but I can't
I reach out
about it.
and start to collect them in front of me.
Can I fade this out a bit more?
Where did they go, and why are they all over this wall? I look around me, and I notice that there are notebook pages scattered throughout the floor. I reach out and start to collect them in front of me.
Now we get the big set piece.
The first page I look at has a drawing on it, and I recognize it as the design that was on the floor in the room that I woke up in. There is also the word...
Honestly love the old concept of the faces in the photos being actually perfectly clear and visible, but it's Anam's mind that won't let him see them. Perhaps I've been playing too much Call of Cthulhu though. No, that was kind of the idea. Like, it was very much this idea that, like, yeah, because I didn't want the faces to be scratched out, but at the same time I kind of didn't want them to be clear either, and I didn't want them to just be bad photos, you know. So yeah, I think it's a narratively necessary concept that I don't think we ever explained, but yeah, I think it is very much either something going on in the world, or it's Anam's particular thing. But yeah, I'm glad that that's being treated as a good thing and not just, oh, that's just a MacGuffin.
The first page I look at has a drawing on it,
yeah.
and I recognize it as the design that was on the floor in the room that I woke up in. There is also the word Anamnesis written underneath, underlined twice with a question mark. The page is not dated, and I realize that none of the pages are dated or numbered. The next page is more frantic, with a scrawl that reads, "They won't let me through. I know what I'm doing." With more drawings of circles containing pentagrams underneath.
Works so well, I'm so happy.
The next page is the same messy handwriting with "I must remember" written over and over again, covering the entire page. Another page seems to be passages copied from a book. The recollection of innate knowledge from a previous existence. With an asterisk that has, "How do I get back there?" scribbled next to it and circled. Underneath the passage is the question, "Is that where they've gone?" The next page only has one sentence at the top, as if the author meant to write more, but stopped. How dare the temple take ownership of their work after trying to stop B in the first place? How dare they feel entitled to their work?
Oh, it's so good. Yeah, we don't need to change that. That's fine. That's perfect. If I don't say so myself.
The final page I find is a journal entry. The merchant at the market sold me the book. I had to pay much more for it. The elders at the temple believe they own the only copy. I had to pay much more for it.
Oh, silly, silly recordings. There we go.
I had to pay much more for it. The elders at the temple believe they own the only copy. Wherever B has gone, I know I can find them with this. I don't know as much as they do about all this, but I have to try and find them. All of B's notes were confiscated by the temple, and they won't tell me anything. I have to do this on my own.
Oh, goddamn!
I will anything. I have to do this on my own.
Just neighbors coming in and out of their houses. Don't they know there's a recording going on?
Confiscated by the temple, and they won't tell me anything. I have to do this on my own. I will find you, B. I have to. I sit, reading the last page over and over again. If these are my notes, I was trying to find someone. Or was I trying to follow them? I stay in the room, sitting on the floor, looking at the photographs and reading the notes, trying to remember.
Let me get more music.
We found out about another world, a world parallel to our own. Something went wrong, and everyone was scared. I lost someone, and I realized I had to try and get them back.
We're going to need to do some work.
And that the only way to do that was to try and find this other world.
So, you made it. I wasn't entirely sure you would do it. You asked for a lot with this, and you didn't do everything right. I hope it was worth it to get here, and that was worth everything you've lost.
What on earth?
So, you made it. I wasn't entirely sure.
All right,
For
so
a lot.
that's I love these little quirks of audio. Basically,
So, you made it.
the music is absorbing a lot of the echoes, so you don't hear them.
So, you made it. I wasn't entirely sure you would do it. You asked for a lot with this, and you didn't do everything right.
Because it's the same frequency range.
I hope it was worth it to get here, and that was worth everything you've lost.
Oh, I love it when stuff like that happens. Right, okay. Now we need to fix that first of all.
So, you made it. I wasn't entirely sure you would do it.
Yep.
You asked for a lot with this, and you didn't do everything.
Let's put some more Sam lines in. Where is it gone? Please don't break! Okay, no, you didn't. You're all good. Right.
Oh, you made it. I wasn't. So, you made it. I wasn't entirely sure you would do it. You asked for a lot with this, and you didn't do everything right. I hope it was worth it to get
here. I'm sorry I won't be able to see how you handle it. I'd very much like to see what happens.
It was worth everything you've lost. And that was worth everything you've lost.
What's next?
For an empty world.
Okay, so this needs to be turned up because as much as it was very cool that the the music is absorbing a lot of the frequencies, it's also absorbing all the delays for this.
So, you made it. I wasn't entirely sure you would do it. So, you made it. I wasn't entirely sure you would do it. You asked for a lot with this, and you didn't do everything right. Asked for a lot with this, and you didn't do everything right. I hope it was worth it to get here, and that was worth everything you've lost. I hope it was worth it to get here, and that was worth everything you've lost.
That's nice. I like that. That'll do.
Did I get it wrong? Am I in the
Oh, it
wrong
sounds
place?
so good, Mark. Goddamn.
All this work for an empty world with distant, forgotten memories?
It's maybe a bit too short, but I don't care. It's fiddly.
What's this?
And I don't want to do anything else.
There's a photograph lying on the floor that I didn't see when I came in. It's another picture of the same couple that covers the wall in the study in front of the house. I still can't make out the faces. I turn it over and see that there's something written on the back. Find me.
Ooh, it sounds really good. Excellent. Then we go into episode 4. This is the one with the tape sounds. The fidget spinner.
You have learned much about yourself. Take some time to reflect.
Oh no. Oh, that fade.
I find myself
That fade out was awful. Ugh. Ugh. Oh, sounds nasty, but
I find myself wandering up the stairs, up to a bedroom.
the way that Foley is more than just Foley is never not going to be extremely good. Oh, it's great. It never ceases to make me very happy. Figuring out sounds is a wonderful like this particular one was really cool. I was just like, ooh, I'm not sure this will work, but let's give it a go. And it just it just sounds very crinkly and yes, sounds great.
I close my eyes and think about all that I've learned.
Also, I think this piece of music has
quite
I think this
fits
piece of music has come out really, really well.
None of it quite fits together, and I'm still not sure about any of it. I still can't get a solid hold on the shadows of memory that gather on the edge of my subconscious. I came here to find someone. But why did they come here? Were they also looking for someone? Is that why people tried to stop us? A repeating pattern of people going missing, looking for missing people? Find me. There must be someone else here. Surely that's what this all means. Did whoever B is leave it here to be found? B. Something within me stirs as I think about B. A deep, longing feeling, coupled with anger and desperation, and a strange sense of pride.
Okay. Let's fix that, because that's not working. Okay. That's better. Okay. Actually ended when the thing hit the wall.
What have I done?
It just sounds like you're talking about the tape player.
I am trapped. What have I done? I am trapped here in an empty world with nothing. Not even my name or...
The throwing motion could do with a little woomph sound effect. Okay, I think I do actually have a woomph, weirdly enough. This doesn't make any noise. Hang on, I do think I have something that could work there. Let me check my library. I think so this will be too much, but let's start with too much and then work backwards. Can't really hear it. Like a stick or a bat being whipped through the air. Well, that is indeed what I've gone for. I can... Okay, I think it might be a bit much, but I think we can tone it back a little bit. Hold on. So if you're wanting to hear it on its own, so first of all, it's in stereo. Let's fix that, because that sounds very silly. Okay. And then I'm gonna stick it down an octave. Yeah, there we go. There we go. It still sounds a little bit, it sounds like a tiny bit cartoony, but I think it'll work. Then we can, we could actually maybe do something. Okay, bear with me on something here. Maybe bass it up a bit, pan it a little. Well, I've put it down an octave. I'm gonna try something else as well. No, that's too much. That's too much. It's too much. Okay, let's make it slightly subtler. Okay, I think maybe that's what we need to do. We need to... Spartan0064, thank you very much. That was too much. Yes. Thank you for being here. It was too much, I agree. I think I maybe put it too later is the thing. Sorry, too early. It needs to be quicker. I came into the stream with that. It's much appreciated. I'm glad that it was the correct thing. There we go. I think that's better. I think that might be it. Hold on. I think it's still maybe a little bit too much, but yeah. So what I'm doing there, so the music is literally just going, it's just going down just a tiny bit after it's been thrown. It works. I think it works, and I think that this sound, the bamboo sound, on its own sounds kind of comical, but if you hide it under everything else, you still get the kind of bassy thump, but you don't get the kind of slightly more kind of higher sounds. If anyone's interested, that's bamboo being whipped through the air. Was the jacket under or over the robes? Well, the robes aren't on anymore. Do I have... what sounds did I record? Excuse me, let's have a listen. For those that weren't here, that was literally me standing in front of a microphone doing this. I was wearing a shirt, I think. Ooh, hang on, that might work. Hmm. There we go. Nope. The sleeping bag rustling that you did for the Amelia project is kind of the thing I was thinking of, I think. I will shush with the backseat sound design, though. No, it's good. Like, actions like this are really hard to do, and I think you can very easily tweak them forever. Yeah, okay, so I think that works, because you've got a little bit of rustling beforehand. I'll mute the music and just have the... That's good. I think I like that. I think that works. I think the timing's slightly odd, but I think the music covers it. A little bit of weight behind it, yeah. No, it was good. Thank you for that. That was very helpful.
What have I done?
Still think he's talking about the tape player. It's just... Okay.
I'm trapped here in an empty world with nothing. Not even my name or any of my memories. All I have are shadows. And I don't even know if they're my shadows. I don't know anything anymore.
Oh, was that a mouth noise, Mr. Galley?
Shadows. I don't know anything.
It was. Mark. Okay, there we go.
Shadows. I don't know anything anymore.
Amazing.
I messed up. I got it wrong. I try to hold on to the idea that someone else is here, but I realize it doesn't matter. I am here because I didn't think. I didn't listen. I was told this would happen, but I didn't care. I was so angry at being told no, I let it drive me. Urge me on to find out how I got here.
The music
to prove everyone wrong. Find what I had lost. To fix everything. Just once. Finally fix something and make it right. And it would all be okay. We could put it behind us. And it would all be okay.
Oh, Mark. Breaking my heart, as always.
Sit on the bed. Shaking. I am lost. And I don't know where to go. or what to do.
Hi, NHS05071948UK. Good to see you, as always. The Goon Show had similar problems getting the sound of someone being hit with a sock full of custard. Yeah, it's a strange one. Everyday actions, or like kind of. I'm not saying someone being hit with a sock full of custard is a mundane action or an everyday action, but like things like hitting people or you know, throwing things or stuff that you don't really think about what it sounds like because it's such a visual action. Quite difficult to do if you don't have like a visual reference. I really enjoy doing creature design and weapon design, but for audio drama it's quite difficult because you don't have a visual reference. You don't have like an animation to sync to or anything. You sort of have to do it yourself. Like when I was doing the sound design for Realms of Peril and Glory's Nibiru campaign, the first couple of episodes, I had to design the sort of sound of a lot of these very strange creatures, and I sort of had to kind of guess for a lot of stuff. But yeah, it can be interesting, but also really difficult at the same time if you don't have a visual reference. Honestly, I think a lot of my reference for sound design comes from all the anime I watched as a teen. So over Christmas I bought an anime sound effect pack, and I haven't listened to it yet. I haven't done anything with it. I haven't listened. It's just sitting in my library because I don't have anything for it yet. I do think I would like, maybe as like this could be a thing to play around with, like doing a stream where we just listen to those sound effects and play around with them. My main reason for buying them is because I want to try and recreate them and try and figure out how to do it myself. I've watched a few videos and things, but like, I'd love to do an audio drama like anime fight scene. There's a project that myself and Ross McFarlane, who is the producer for Folklore, have that would use that kind of sound effect, but those kind of sounds and those kind of sound effects, but we haven't quite got around to it yet. I think for me, the references for me are animation and video games. I think that's kind of where a lot of my sound references come from. Just because I think so much of it I didn't realize was sound design until I was a bit older. Especially when it's like having to be generated through a sound chip, which I think is really interesting. That and your shirt. Oh, this. So this technically isn't my shirt. It's my partner's. They got it when they were in if you can see it, when they were in Canada. And I steal it occasionally because it's very comfortable. A lot of my sound design library are video game rips. Yeah, I have that, and I can actually show you that right now. Hold on. So, I don't know how visible that is, but up here we have Game Sounds, Windows 98, Game Sounds, Age of Empires 2, Game Sounds, Celeste, Game Sounds, FIFA, that was for a specific football-related project, Game Sounds, FTL, which is a fantastic sci-fi game, Game Sounds, Silent Hill 2, Silent Hill, a lot of Silent Hill 2 sounds made it into Folklore. I think actually there's a door sound in this project that's from Silent Hill 2. Game Sounds from Super Smash Bros. Don't remember why I got that one. And then Game Sounds, Sonic the Hedgehog, because of course. Big old Sega nerd. So yeah, so I have a lot of game sounds. Right, let's get this episode. Let's get the last bit of this episode done before we start doing some changes to it.
We were scholars. We spent our days in the temple library reading anything and... We were scholars.
Make that fade a bit longer.
We spent our days in the temple library reading anything and everything. Testing theories,
ooh, that's real
running
loud.
Experiments, uncovering lost insight and wisdom. We wanted to understand the world, the universe. We were allowed our curiosity, even encouraged at times. We thought we had reached the limits of what was knowable, and still we wanted more. We found more books, books written in hushed, forbidding tones and read in dark corners. We sought out long forgotten, long buried, long hidden writings, symbols. Then we started to disappear.
So I don't know.
We didn't see
I'm
it.
gonna try something.
Forbidding tones and read in dark corners. We sought out long forgotten, long buried, long hidden writings, symbols. Then we started to disappear. We didn't see it at first. One person stops coming to the temple every day. It's
Barclay, really interested in us, would love to know the name of this project. This project is Anamnesis. I am really interested. Yeah, okay. So this project is called Anamnesis. It's an audio drama we've been making from scratch here on the Tin Can Audio Twitch channel. It is for a jam for the solo journaling game Anamnesis. I've just put a link in the chat for it just now. Basically, we played a game of Anamnesis where it's like use tarot cards to give you writing prompts. So use that to write this, and then we turned that writing into a script, and then we took that script and then we recorded it, and then we edited it, which is what we're doing just now. And we're kind of in the final stages of editing. So yeah, there is a YouTube playlist. I should probably stick that in the thing. Whoop, nope. Let me just quickly get that for you. YouTube. Anamnesis. Oops. Anamnesis stream archive. I should probably have put like a Nightbot thing on there, but yes, if you would like to watch all the streams from beginning to end, there is a YouTube link in the description just now, or you can look us up on Tin Can Audio on YouTube, and we will be there. I think there's about a day and a half's worth of streams to watch. They're all like 2.5 hours to 3 hours long, so there's a lot to get through. But yes, thank you for being interested. I'm glad it's interesting. But yeah, so the jam that it's for, the deadline for that is the 31st of January, and I think we'll probably get it finished either today or in the next stream. And then we'll be putting it up on Bandcamp, and then we'll also be putting it in the Tin Can Audio Presents podcast feed as well. It's kind of a test for that podcast feed because we haven't really done anything with it because we've not really been releasing anything. And this will be the first thing that's just going in that feed, and it's not getting its own feed on its own feed, because there is not going to be more of this. This is just a one-off little experiment, and that's kind of what I want to do this year, is more of these little kind of audio drama experiments. Okay. Excuse me.
We didn't see it at first. One person stops coming to the temple every day. It's not a cause for concern. But then it was 2 people. Then 3. The elders at the temple realized what was happening and decided it had to stop. There were only 2 of us left at that point. We had to keep going. We had to know. Our purpose was different now. We had to find.
Let me just... I hope this works.
There were only 2 of us left at that point. We had to know. We had to keep going.
That's much better.
Our purpose was different now. We had to find our friends. We had to rescue them. We stole things. We lied. We hid things. Why did we ever think we would be spared what had happened to our friends? I sit on the bed. My eyes hurt. I don't remember who I am, who B is, who the others were. Maybe they don't remember, and that's all we are now. Shadows in an empty world, searching for our memories.
Amazing. I'm actually quite happy with that episode. I did think about excuse me. I was curious because for the sort of angry monologue in the middle, we did do a take with Mark that wasn't angry. It was much more sad and sort of despondent and a bit more introverted. And I thought we could maybe double those over, but I don't think we need to. I think this episode benefits from just being Mark and not having any of the extra voices. I think it I think it doesn't really need anything else. I don't think it needs anything added to it. I don't think doing that's going to add anything to the episode. I don't think it's going to make it hit any harder or any less. I just don't think it's I don't think we need it. So I think I'm going to just not bother with that because I think that episode is great. I'm really happy with it. And then we're on to the final episode from there. Let's give it a go.
Your past may shape your experiences, your thoughts, your desires.
I'm going to give this one a longer intro. Okay, what's the best way to do this? Because that repeats, doesn't it? Okay. What's the best way to do this? That's the best way to do it. Let's do that. So I'm gluing these together so they're just one track now. And we're gonna do this.
Your past may shape your experiences.
There we go. Let's go over there.
Your past may shape your experiences, your thoughts, your desires, but it does not define you. You are in control of your own path. The road ahead may be built from the stones that you've gathered, but these fragments of your past do not dictate where it leads. It is time to move forward.
I sleep and wake up to the same wind and rain as before, the same grey space, the same strange facsimile of a forgotten life, a forgotten world.
Losing the voices actually makes sense as he recalls things. He's haunted by less ghosts. Exactly. That's it. I feel like this is very much inward looking, a lot more than the other episodes. So yeah, I think it. I'm glad it translates that it makes sense for that to be so. Yeah, I think having this slightly longer intro here on episode 5 works, but I don't like how the music ends.
I sleep and wake up to the same wind and rain as before, the same grey.
We're going to do a cheat here. We're going to cheat. Going to enter debug mode. Okay.
I sleep.
Okay. If you think there's probably a better way of doing this, you're probably right.
I sleep.
Oh, I think we're going to have to do some clever editing, TM. Whoops, nope, need that to be bigger. Oh, so smooth.
I sleep and wake up to the same wind and rain as before. The same grey space. The same strange facsimile of a forgotten life. A forgotten world.
Might do it again, actually. Let's do another one.
I sleep.
Oh, nope.
Before. The same grey space. The same strange facsimile of a forgotten life. A forgotten world. I am lost in an empty world.
Much better. Much
an
better.
empty world that my friends may also be lost in.
And it also makes the series
somewhere.
a little bit longer.
We came here out of our own ambition and hubris, and we paid for that with our memories. We were all taken from the world we knew
more
and
voices.
transplanted into another without any remembrance of what came before. But I remembered something. Not everything, but enough. And if I can remember, there is a chance that others remember too, and that they are also searching. There are many things I do not remember.
Okay, I'm gonna maybe just move this over slightly, just so the phrase you don't hear when there's a dip in the conversation is wasted talent, because I feel like that's a bit mean.
There is a chance that others remember too, and that they are also searching. There are many things.
You know what? I'm just gonna cut wasted talent because I feel like that's a bit on the nose. It feels more like it's attacking me rather than anything else.
And that they are also searching. There are many things I do not remember. Maybe I'll never remember. But that is not what matters now. What matters is that I am here, and that there may be others here, and that if there are others, I need to find them.
Why is it always wasted talent? I don't understand why that's always where the pauses are. I came here to have a good time, but instead I'm being attacked by myself. Headphones make it personal. It feels very personal. Especially since it's like our listeners.
And that if there are others, I need to find them. This world is strange. An empty reflection of...
happened again!
This world is strange. An empty reflection
that's slightly
of a
less
place
clear. I'm leaving that in
filled
there.
with life, with knowledge, with hope. If we were able to make it here, maybe together, we can find a way back.
It's just, you can set your watch by it. Like, it's just there. Anytime there's a pause, somebody goes, wasted talent, which just...
Maybe together, we can find a way back.
Okay, yeah, there's just...
Maybe together.
I just want to put on the record that this is not censoring my listeners. I just want to make that very clear. We are always open to feedback. I just feel like saying wasted talent is not good faith criticism.
Maybe together, we can find a way back. I open the door to the wind and the rain. I feel the cold air on my face.
We can never
wet
not hear it
tears
now.
sting my cheeks. pull the coat towards me and head out into the empty town.
Nice. Then you get the credits. Anamnesis was performed by Mark Galley, with sound design and music by David Devereaux. Additional voices by Sam Lee,
Anamnesis.
Michelle Kahn,
Anamnesis.
Tang Whistle,
Anamnesis.
Francesca Erasmus Ross,
Anamnesis.
Ryan Barrowman,
Anamnesis.
Kat Fireblade,
Anamnesis.
Michael Furo,
Anamnesis.
Ollie Morris,
Anamnesis.
and Mark Galley.
Anamnesis.
Artwork by Erasmus. Featuring samples of the audiobook version of Anamnesis narrated by Sam Lee, used with permission. This audio drama was made live on stream at twitch.tv/tincanaudio. Our viewers would like to clarify that no books were harmed in the making of this show. Anamnesis was written by David Devereaux, adapted from a playthrough of Anamnesis written by Sam Lee and published by Blinking Birch Games. It was made for the 2022 Anamnesis Jam and is a Tin Can Audio production. Thank you for listening. There we go, that's our show. That's us. Yeah, it's you guys. Amazing. Right. Okay. I think we're good. I think we are. I'm very happy with that. That's jammy. I know we said we were going to listen to it all the way through without interruption, and I very much did not do that. But yeah, okay. So let's talk about what happens now. Just in terms of what the rest of my job with this is, because I'm not sure there's enough in terms of computer stuff to justify another stream with this, but there is still quite a bit of stuff to do. So the first thing to do is we need to get some artwork for the Bandcamp release. That is in progress. I'm very excited to see what happens. As you may have heard, it's being done by Erasmus, who did the artwork for the Chill Beats to Climb Impossible Towers 2 and the Chill Beats to Build Impossible Dungeons 2. I really have to think there. Videos, the sort of little animations there, which is fantastic. And they're currently putting together some artwork, which is very exciting. And we need to put it up on itch.io so we can enter it into the jam. That's probably the first place you're going to be able to get it from, along with a load of other exciting Anamnesis-inspired projects for the Anamnesis Jam. What else happens after that? Yeah, I need to do a press pack. That's really boring and I hate it. Basically, I need to come up with, what inspired the project, what specific inspirations, what other shows it sounds like, all that sort of stuff to get people to listen to it. I need to do a press release. I need to make a trailer. I think the trailer for this one's going to be interesting because I think it's going to be it's going to kind of be what the original trailer was for this, which is just going to be me saying, we made this live on stream. We made this in front of people. It's a one-person actual play, I guess. And yeah, then we need to upload it to Bandcamp. I need to send it to our wonderful Ko-fi members, and because they get it before everyone else, and some of them were in this. And what happens after that? And then it's just a case of uploading it into the podcast feeds and then putting it up on Bandcamp and then doing the whole, tweeting about it, making videos about it, doing audiograms for social media, all that stuff. So, and then also, I need to go through, listen to this with the script and then make transcripts. That's another important step that I need to do at some point. And I think transcripts are going to be particularly helpful with this one, just because I'm aware that for some people when they're listening, they can't process multiple voices talking at once. So I think just having a script there will be helpful. I hope that's helpful. I've not made it easy. Yeah, and then that's it finished. Then it's finished. It's sent off into the world, and then we get to make new things. In terms of what's next for this channel, I have an exciting thing to do for the next stream. So I talked about. Is this going to let me lift it up? Probably not. Oh no, it is. So I talked a little bit about how I have one of these now, the Roland SP404s. What I'm going to do on Wednesday is I'm going to make a track with it because I've not done that yet. I'm going to plug one of my synthesizers in, and we're going to make a track from scratch using just sounds from there. I've been playing around with it, and certain, doing a couple of things, but I've not made a track from start to finish with it, so I'm excited to kind of do that. At what stage do you create the background music, because that has a major effect on the feel? So for normally what happens, if I've been hired to make somebody else's podcast, or if it's a slightly bigger show like something like Metal Below, the soundtrack gets created last. I'll have ideas and I'll kind of have thoughts. I'll kind of go through an episode and I'll put markers down being like, I think some music should go here. I think music should go here. I think music should go here. And then once the sound design's locked, then I do the music, and then I make the music fit the sound design and fit the edit. With this project and with something like The Tower, where I want the music and the sound design to be, and the edit to be much more interlinked, I want the music to be kind of a character in itself. The music gets created alongside. So what I did, this is all in the stream archive, so you can verify what I'm saying. But I would edit the episode, and then I'd make the music, and then I'd put the music in. And then if I needed to make anything longer or anything shorter, I could just flip between these two project files, because this is the soundtrack project file right here. I just switch between the two, export something from here, bring it in here, and then go that way. So for a project like this where I'm kind of doing everything, they're kind of created at the same time. The music and the sound effects are being created all at the same time. It's a much more integrated process, which I really like doing. I feel like it's. I'm not gonna be very. I'm not gonna inflate my head and say that it's a unique approach, but I think it's an unusual approach, and it's one that kind of suits the way I work very well, and how I kind of want audio drama to be. I think you can change as you go. Basically, yeah. I mean, that's kind of. I think some projects you make the edit fit the music, but for the majority of projects you are here making the music fit the sound design and the edit. So yeah, so that's yeah. So I kind of do it all in one. Excuse me. I think. Yeah, it's very freeing when I've been asked to just make the music for a show or a film, because it means like I get to focus on one area and I don't need to worry about it too much. Whereas with something like this, which is my project, and I kind of want to worry about everything, I don't mind doing this integrated process. That's a lot to keep in your head. I mean, in my mind, when I'm making audio drama, when I'm making my own audio drama, I kind of feel like the sound design and the music are kind of the same thing. I treat them as one. And I kind of write with music in mind and record with music in mind. So, it's not a case of I'll edit. It's like, I need to think about the music now. It's much more I'm thinking about it from the beginning. Because I came to audio drama from a music background, it's kind of something that's constantly there. And it's right there in my brain from the beginning of the process, rather than something that I have to come to later. Speaking of the music, let's quickly talk about this. Let's quickly do this. So, what I did. So this is the Anamnesis soundtrack master, which you can see up here. So I did an export of each track, and then without any kind of mastering on it, and also I exported it as a lossless file. and then I ran it through the same processing that the show is running through to get the soundtrack album. So when you buy this audio drama on bandcamp.com, which I hope you do because you'll be supporting independent audio drama creation, and also this month you'll be supporting Small Trans Library Glasgow, which is a mutual aid fund for transgender people in Glasgow, and you'll also be supporting Gendered Intelligence, which is a grassroots charity that aims to increase the visibility of transgender people and queer people in the UK. We are basically, I'm splitting Bandcamp sales this month between those two charities, and I'll just quickly put a little thing in the chat so you can find links there to the Bandcamp, so you'll get the sound, you'll get the all 5 episodes, and then you'll also get the soundtrack. I'm releasing it as one sort of double album, I think, rather than doing them as separate things. And that'll also be true on itch.io. And in the podcast feed, you'll get the episodes, and then you'll get like a mix. So it'll be all of the soundtrack just as one thing. We've done that for the Chill Beats to Climb Impossible Towers 2 and Chill Beats to Build Profitable Dungeons 2. I got the name wrong last time. I'm really annoyed now. Put all those albums up as one, as like a mix, which I think works really well. So yeah, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tracks. I've given them names. The first one's Wake Up. So you've got Wake Up, Find Me. Wake Up is just the episode 1 theme. Episode 1 and 2 theme. This one's called Find Me, which is the walking around the house music. Memories, which is the 3rd track. That's your one that you start listening to it and you think, oh wait, hang on, this is a bit of music from The Tower, because it uses the same electric piano and it sounds very similar. And then and then we've got Playing the Piano, which is the lo-fi beats to remember your memories to. And then I've called this one Shadows in an Empty World, which is just that piece again, but with everything now. Lo-fi beats to have existential crises too. I might actually call it that on the album. That's quite fun. And then you've just got the main theme at the end. So you'll get about 15 minutes. So not only will you get about 35 minutes worth of audio drama, you will also get about 15 minutes worth of music as well. So it's a good package. But anyway, yes. So I'm going to call it there because we don't have anything else to do. So that's Anamnesis more or less finished. When it does launch, I think I'll probably do something on stream. I'll do like a listen through or something. That might be an idea. I might invite Mark back on to chat about the series and listen to it together. Mark hasn't listened to any of this yet. I haven't sent it to him, so it might be fun to listen to it together. Might do that on Wednesday, actually. We'll see. I'll see if he's available. So yeah, we'll be back on Wednesday, either listening through this series with Mark and chatting about it, and just doing all the things that we, if you were here for the recordings, like it's just us messing around, while also listening to audio drama and complimenting each other profusely. It's a lovely time. Either that or we'll be making some music from scratch. It'll probably be some lo-fi music. Especially now that I've got this lovely little groove box down here that I'm itching to try out. Either way, it'll be a chill time. Yeah. Look out for this coming out soon. Please follow us, Tin Can Audio, everywhere. And this will be coming out very, very soon. And we'll be back on Wednesday at the same time, 8 p.m. UK, 3 p.m. Eastern. And we'll hopefully see you on Wednesday. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for coming. It's been a lovely time. I had a very stressy day, so it's lovely to kind of do a little stream at the end of it. So I hope you enjoy the rest of your day or the rest of your evening. And I will see you hopefully on Wednesday. Either way, take care. Good night.